Hey everyone, it's me, Dionne Malush, and I've been wanting to do this for a while, so I figured now's as good a time as any. I have this book, Think and Grow Rich, and many of you know that I've been studying it for years, and I've had masterminds, and we've been reading it and studying it and sharing the successes that we've all had from it. So what I want to do is I want to read to you guys a chapter of this 10 minutes a day. So I'm going to start with chapter 1, and I'm going to share a little bit about Napoleon Hill and his story. It's actually the preface, so we're going to start here today. The secret to success. Man can create nothing which he does not first conceive in the form of an impulse of thought. Napoleon Hill's story. Napoleon Hill was born in 1883 in a one-room cabin on the Pound River in Wise County, Virginia. He began his writing career at age 13 as a mountain reporter for small-town newspapers. In 1908, as a young special investigator for a nationally known business magazine, he was sent to interview the great steel magnate Andrew Carnegie from our favorite city of Pittsburgh. During that interview, Carnegie shared the secret that had enabled him to acquire hundreds of millions of dollars. A magic law of the human mind, a little-known psychological principle that was amazing in its power. Believing that this magic formula should be shared with those who did not have the time or resources to discover it on their own, Carnegie tasked Hill with spending 20 years or more developing this principle into a philosophy of personal success. Now, can you imagine 20 years that he's going to ask him to take 20 years of his life to do this task? So, the research would be conducted without pay. So now 20 years without money. Carnegie merely provided Hill with the access to over 500 of America's greatest business leaders in order to develop his success formula. In 1937, after 29 years of research and writing, Hill published Think and Grow Rich, which contains the 13 success principles that form the core of the science of success. Since its release, it has sold over 100 million copies worldwide. More millionaires, cultural icons, and thought leaders attribute their success to this book than any other. Well, of course, other than the Bible. Converting obstacles into opportunity. Hill wrote Think and Grow Rich during the Great Depression, which is why its original tagline reads, "For men and women who resent poverty." They resent it. Isn't that great? Hill's goal in writing was not to help people amass wealth for the mere sake of it, but rather to provide people with the encouragement and the tools to raise themselves out of poverty. Geez, I'm struggling with poverty because I don't like it. While there is an emphasis on financial prosperity, Hill notes that his 13 principles of money making apply equally to acquiring other forms of wealth, including enriching friendships, healthy family dynamics, strong business relationships, power, prestige, influence, understanding of self, and peace of mind. Having discovered through interviewing Carnegie and other self-made millionaires that there were principles that anyone, regardless of their level of education, resources, or skill set, could apply to become wealthy. Hill made it his life's purpose to share this information with the world. As he writes in his autobiography, "I am throwing out a lifesaver, so to speak, to those who have been washed overboard into the waters of the restless, unsettled ocean of life, where on so many occasions in the past I found myself struggling for rescue." Think and Grow Rich is credited with having helped end the Great Depression. And since then, it has enabled generations of individuals from around the globe to take control of their destiny and achieve success. It has created more millionaires than any other program in the world, and it does so by providing the mental strength to withstand temporary defeats such as rejection and misfortune. Think and Grow Rich details the science of success, but it is also an art, as Hill says, the art of converting defeat into stepping stones of opportunity. How to read this book. This book provides a synopsis of the original unedited 1937 text of Hill's masterpiece, Think and Grow Rich. It extracts the key principles, instructions, and examples so that all readers, regardless of how busy they are, can benefit from the timeless wisdom found in Hill's book. Key terms have been bolded when introduced or emphasized, and action items have been added to the end of the chapters in order to help readers quickly and effectively apply each chapter's lessons. Wherever helpful, ideas have been rendered in modernized language. The foreword to the original 1937 text contains the guidance of Dr. Miller Reese Hutchinson, a longtime associate of Thomas A. Edison. who believed that the most valuable way to process the message of Think and Grow Rich was to read only one chapter a day, studying and meditating on it in a sustained manner. He instructed readers to look at the pages, underlining passages that make an impression on them, and to return to those markings to reflect on them at a later date. According to Hutchison, doing so will allow readers to fully absorb the contents and adapt the principles to their situations. Even with this streamlined version, the same principle applies. Make sure to fully digest one chapter before advancing to the next one. After another reading strategy suggested by Hill himself is to apply the mastermind principle detailed in Chapter 9 and form book clubs to study Think and Grow Rich, like we did. Such groups enable readers to benefit not only from the wisdom of the hundreds of business leaders whose experiences contributed to Hill's success philosophy, but also from the group's insight, which will continually expand as new sources of knowledge are tapped into by reading the book. Choose Think and Grow Rich in 10 minutes a day for your book club. Pick and discover the wealth of ideas that will emerge from within yourself, your peers, and the pages themselves. Success is within you. Hill reiterates numerous times in his original preface that the most valuable riches are to be found in the self-discovery that Think and Grow Rich enables. To encourage this self-discovery, Hill refrains from specifying the key secret that brought success to Carnegie and countless other entrepreneurs and thought leaders. Hill hoped that readers would discover the secret on their own, causing it to be all the more transformative for them. He provides the following clue. All achievement, all earned riches, have their beginning in an idea. While many have debated over exactly what the secret is, Hill himself answers the questions later in his life within the pages of Grow Rich with Peace of Mind. In Chapter 14, he writes, anything the human mind can believe, the human mind can achieve. That is the supreme secret. Truly, deeply believe you will have great wealth and you will have it. In other words, anything the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. A famous axiom of his initially proposed in Think and Grow Rich and elaborated upon in The Master Key to Riches. The power of thoughts to attract forces, people, and circumstances into our lives as detailed in the introduction to Think and Grow Rich, and provides a framework for the entire success philosophy. So it makes sense that one's thinking and state of mind would hold the secret to one's ultimate success. Approaching the summary with the awareness of this secret will not diminish your results. Rather, it should cause you to attend more carefully to the thoughts that arise as you read. For as Hill explains, the 13 principles provide concrete strategies for amassing riches, but the actual revelation as to what has been standing between you and success and the idea that will bring breakthrough will come from within you as you reflect on the principles. But for this breakthrough to occur and for the success principles to have any utility, you have to know what you want. Action item, identify your definite major purpose. Hill says you must know what you want in order to get the most out of this book. What is your definite major purpose, your chief aim, and most profound desire? So tomorrow we will do introduction, and introduction is thoughts are things. So I've been reading this so long. I love this book so much. It's helped me tremendously. There's so many references and stories that are in it that really can share so much in your life because you may relate to them. And I think that's really helpful when Hill does that. So let's get started together. Listen. And, if you have any questions, please post below and I will answer them. And then we can help you get everything that you've ever wanted. All right. Have a good night.